adults. There was no kid at all. I remember finishing writing the manuscript of the book 3 days before my first board exam. A 7-year-old, his name is Purvesh Gore, he launched his own book.
So today we have Ashile here, who's 17 years old, already an CEO and young entrepreneur, and also a co-author of the book called I Misunderstood. And she's also a trainer. She conducts workshops. At this young age of 17, she's able to achieve so much than a normal kid. So I'm so curious to hear from her and her journey, which is so inspirational. So let's all welcome Ashley. Hi.
Hi, Hasini. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Thank you for coming. So please go ahead and over to you. Please introduce you to the people. The people would love to hear from you.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley. I'm 17 years old. I'm the co-author of the book I Misunderstood. And I also run a company called Parentteening. We help teenagers find themselves, find their voice through public speaking. And we also help them author their own books at a very young age. So I can't wait for this interview and to hear what you have to say as well.
At this age of 17, you are already an entrepreneur. You have co-authored a book with the help of your mom. And please tell us about your journey of becoming a young entrepreneur, a speaker, a trainer, and you've also published a book so far. So.
Awesome. So I was actually a very, very shy kid as a younger person. I used to hide behind my mother whenever we went out to functions because I just could not speak at all. My mother, I think so she went abroad to study when I was really young. So when I was about 3, she left abroad. And I guess we had a good relationship back then. But when I came to 6th grade, I started getting bullied. And because of that, my grades dropped. And I started kind of having friction with my mom. And it was a pretty tough period for both of us. But I guess after that, when I was after 6th grade, my teacher, there was a parent teachers meeting, and my mom had to come. And my teacher, she was pretty rude to us. And I saw my mom crying in a 6th grade classroom filled with my friends. And that hurt me a lot. So that's the day I kind of decided that I wanted to take charge of my life. I knew that, if I studied properly, I'd get better grades. And I didn't have to be so shy, and I could actually stand up to my bullies. So that's when my mother and we started our learning journey. And by learning, I don't mean just learning at school. We started attending seminars and live events, and we started learning from anyone who would actually teach us. So thanks to a lot of mentors in my life, I found my purpose. And after that, it's been pretty good.
Any one moment which made you feel proud in this entire journey and you felt like I wanted to do more to make this or that person happy?
Awesome. So, like I said, one of the most learnable moments for me was in 6th grade when my mom was crying in a 6th grade classroom. But I think the proudest moment for me was when I had learned public speaking, and I was in a room in front of like 250 trainers and speakers, and I was conducting a session for them. And right as I was done, I think I was about 13 years at that time, everyone clapped, and they didn't just clap for me, they clapped for my mother as well. And at that time, my mom, she cried as well, but that was tears of joy. So I just, every single day, I kind of relive this. So every time I feel down, or I kind of think, oh my god, I have so much work, or why do I have to do this, I think back to that one time. And it becomes better, and I'm able to keep going.
Every single successful children's story, there is this one moment which takes us back. So, talking about your book right now. So, you and your mom have launched a book which is called I Misunderstood. So, please mention or tell us more about that. When did you start writing? What is this book all about? What is the genre of the book?
Awesome. That's actually a really funny story. So, like I mentioned, in sixth grade, I was pretty horrible at studying, failed almost all my exams, and we started writing a book I misunderstood when I was in 10th grade. So, board exams were right around the corner. I remember finishing writing the manuscript of the book 3 days before my first board exam. And I was actually not that worried about my exams. I was more keen on getting this done. And yeah, we launched it last year. So in 2019, Jan, I think, and we launched it at the National Achievers Conference with Jack Canfield. So it was a dream come true because I've absolutely loved reading books. And it's been one of my greatest pleasures in life. They say that, you know, when you're not a book reader, you live only one life, but when you actually read books, you're able to live like thousands of lives together. So yeah, and last year it also became a bestseller, which was also super cool. And yeah, 10th grade I ended up scoring good marks as well, which was a shocker. But I guess if you know how to manage your time properly, and when you have a larger vision in life, like what you're doing, I mean, the fact that you're interviewing people and you're also balancing it with your studies, and you're in seventh grade, right?
Yes, I am.
That's awesome. So yeah, people like you keep me going.
According to me, it is tough to finish, but you still did it. Appreciate you for that. And what is this book all about? What story does it contain?
Our book, I Misunderstood, is all about teenagers and parents, and the relationship that we share between ourselves. So, honestly, whenever people talk about teenagers, they talk about how we're bratty, and how we're so angry all the time, and how the teenagers are absolutely the worst. But my mother and I think that everything comes down to communication, and that's why we think public speaking is so important. So through the book, we kind of share a lot of personal stories about the struggles that we had and how we overcame that. So for any parent or teenager just wanting comfort, and trying to figure out this roller coaster journey that is teenage years, it's a great read for them.
What kind of support you get from your parents? Because in every successful child story, parents play a main role.
So I've been raised by my mom. She's a single mother, and she's literally my, you know how in order for a tree to grow and have fruits, the roots need to be really strong. I think she's my root, and she's just always been there. I mean, she's invested so much in my education, and she's always believed in me. And you know, when your pre-teenager in sixth grade is failing all their exams, most parents probably end up yelling at their child or putting them in a bunch of classes, complain about their pre-teenager. But my mom, she's not like that at all. She's just been there, and I think that's the biggest, greatest blessing that I could ever ask for. So everything I am today and everything that I will be in the future, it's all thanks to her.
Being a single mother and helping you so much with all your whole career and whole life is something really great, and she's very, very inspirational to all of us. So you are a speaker. Where have you been recognized for your
So I've had the pleasure of speaking at a lot of schools and colleges and corporates. And because of speaking, I've been able to travel to a lot of countries as well. But I think the thing that I loved the most was what happened last year. Because of the lockdown, obviously, we couldn't go and physically speak at a lot of places. And that's when we turned to helping other people speak. So I think my most favorite speeches have been online with kids. So, you know, how you look presentable on top and then wear shorts at the bottom. I think those speeches are really cool. But yeah, I think public speaking has made me a more confident person, and I've been able to meet so many awesome people through that. So yeah.
and how important speaking plays a role in your life?
I think public speaking has absolutely changed the kind of person person I am. So I used to be really shy, and I used to hide behind my mother whenever we went outside. And when I learned public speaking, I started learning how to be confident in my own skin. And public speaking, honestly, it plays a role in all of our lives, right? Whether you want to attend an interview, or whether you're speaking in front of your class, or whether you have to even go and order a drink. Some of us are scared about that as well, which is understandable. Public speaking is actually the number one fear for adults all around the world. And we want to make sure that the kids who come to us, they don't end up being a part of that statistic. And yeah, public speaking, every single person needs to find their own why. Why do they want to learn public speaking? To make more friends, to be more confident, to have better body language. It really depends on each person.
And it does play an important role, as you said, in everybody's life, not only ours. So you are homeschooled, if I'm not wrong. So how different it is from going to normal school, attending classes with all different teachers, having a lot of pressure put into it. But how different it is.
Awesome. So it's super different. I don't think it's anything like normal school. So after 10th grade, got over, I got my results. My results were great. But then something struck me and I was like, you know what? I want to do homeschooling now, because I've been to so many schools. I've tried all of these different boards. The only thing I haven't really done is study on my own. So my mom was pretty shocked, but like I said, she's pretty supportive of a lot of things that I do. So yeah, in 11th grade I decided to pretty much school myself. So I do open schooling, NIOS. And yeah, it's pretty different. You have to be super responsible for yourself and your education, because like you mentioned, there's no one kind of looking over it. And you kind of have to just learn what your pace is. But I think this suits me better, because instead of spending 8 hours in school and learning for about 2.5 and then having fun with your friends, here I'm able to learn at my pace and still during the weekends go out and meet friends and all of that. But I think because of the pandemic, all of us are pretty much homeschooled. So yeah, I guess it worked out.
Sometimes I do feel to study myself because it's definitely going to be helping me when I grow up.
Yes.
Uh, do you have any upcoming books which you're writing right now?
Ooh, so that's really cool. Well, I don't have any upcoming books, but a lot of our students have been launching their own books. So we've had a 7-year-old. His name is Purvesh Gore. He launched his own book. I mean, he wrote his book in 1 week's time, and he launched it on Amazon. And now he's in the Asian Book of Records for being one of the youngest
Uh,
kids to launch their own books. So I think right now I'm kind of taking a step back, and I'm kind of enjoying the fact that our students and our community is writing their own books and launching it, and just the happiness that they get, their family gets, seeing their book live on Amazon or getting a physical copy of it. Yeah, that's what I am absolutely loving right now.
that's great because you launched a book, which is something great. And the person who's trained by you launching a book definitely makes you proud.
Yeah,
And he's
absolutely. I
only
think,
7 years old. He wrote
yeah.
a book in just a week.
Absolutely. So, yeah, for me, it's, people ask my mother, you made your child pretty successful. Why do you have to share what you did with other people? But for us, I think it's more of a moral obligation. We've had mentors in our lives, and we were able to write a book because of a mentor, or I was able to learn public speaking because of a mentor. So, if we in any way can help someone else, and teach them what we know, then yeah, I think I've had more fun watching our students launch their books than when I launched my own book. So yeah, I think it's a whole circle.
I mean, you are really, really doing something really great. So, what is your dream? What is your ambition? What do you want to be in your life?
Ooh, I think I just want to be someone. I mean, I'm pretty much living my dream right now. I remember I'm a very impatient person. I think most teenagers are. So when I was told that, you know what, you should probably concentrate on studying right now, go to college, and after that, you can talk about, running a business or impacting people. It just didn't sit right with me. I knew that something like this, like public speaking and communication with your parents, it's something that has to be done right now. Asia is one of India is one of the leading countries in teen suicide rates, and that really hurts me. And there have been a lot of times where people have come to me, and it's just they need some sort of light in their life. So I just want to do what I'm doing right now, probably on a larger scale, helping more people. But for now, I think I'm living my dream and having fun doing it.
That's so sweet of you. And what would you like to tell to the new generation, the upcoming generation?
Well, I'd like to say that one of the biggest lies that people tell you is that after school or after college you'll be done studying and you don't have to study for the rest of your life. I think that if you do that, then life is going to be pretty tough for you. So just make sure that you're a lifelong learner, and know that there's a difference between studying and learning. And if you can stop studying and start learning what you're doing, or just learning in general, then you're going to become a more positive person, and you're just going to love yourself so much better, and you'll be in a better position to serve the world as well.
Definitely so true, because I say this all the time. This life is a whole learning process. And
Thank you
thank
so
you
much.
for coming.
My pleasure.
And thank you for sharing all your stories, which were very, very inspirational. Thank you for coming here, joining us, sharing all your stories with us, which was very, very inspirational. All the best for your future. You have a great future and hope to meet you.
If you like this interview, then please like, share, and subscribe to Hasini's channel. She's doing such an amazing job, and I hope that you continue to interview and inspire the young generation. Thank you so much for having me.
Until then, this is Hasini. Bye bye.